But Harry Reid is a tough opponent.
Yes.
And he's painting you as a real extremist. I mean, you can't put on the television.
It's the only thing he can do.
So how would you describe your politics? You know, he wants us to believe that you're a right-wing extremist.
Mm-hmm.
So what are Sharron Angle's politics?
I'm a mainstream American, and mainstream Nevada understands that very well, that I promote what they believe, which is lower taxes, less government regulation, that the true issues are our economy, our jobs, our homes, and that the person who's occupying this U.S. Senate seat lives in Washington, D.C. and is completely out of touch and disconnected from Nevada. He's forgotten what Nevada's all about.
And how bad are people hurting here? I mean, you're out here talking every day.
How bad are we hurting?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. 14.3% unemployment is the average in Nevada. So understand that many of these communities are up in the 18th percentile of unemployment. We have the highest rate of mortgage foreclosures in the nation. We are completely upside down in the values of our homes right now.
Now, we asked Harry Reid about that, and he said that is not his responsibility, that to blame him for this economic crisis is just wrong and not fair. That he's been trying, he's been working on getting things to help for Nevada, but that this is the George Bush economy. These are factors beyond one senator's control.
Well, understand that Harry Reid was Senate Majority Leader in the Bush years. So to these policies that have been coming forward, for him to say that he hasn't been responsible, he's been responsible through several administrations. He's been there. He's been voting on these policies that have really become the problem.
Now, you've been hammered over countless things.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to ask you about a couple of them. One is the comment that you made about entitlement programs violating the First Commandment. Can you elaborate a little bit on what you meant about that?
I don't think that's what I said.
We said that they turned government into our God.
I said that, no, I didn't say that. Actually, that was a discussion that I was having with CBN. Mm-hmm. We were talking in very Christian terms. That's what Christian Broadcasting Network is. So you speak the language of the folks that you're communicating with, and I was speaking in their language. And the language that I used was that in our country, we have become a country that has put our faith not in God we trust, which is on our money, as you know, not in God we trust, but in government we trust. And that's what I was referring to, that we have allowed government in many ways to take the place of God.
And what has done that? Is that something we've seen just in the last 18 months under President Obama? Is this a longer trend that you're seeing?
Well, I believe that it's probably a longer trend as far as this idea that government somehow has become the answer to the problem. And of course, Reagan said the government is the problem, not the solution.
Okay, so a couple other things that get brought up when you said that if things don't turn out the right way in this election, people may seek Second Amendment remedies. What did you mean by that? What are Second Amendment?
I don't think that was exactly the way I said it.
You tell me. Forget how you said it. You tell me.
We were discussing once again, in a context of the Second Amendment, we were having a discussion about the Founding Fathers and why they had put the Second Amendment into the Bill of Rights. Right. And they felt that there were times when governments became tyrannical, that we needed to have a place for the people to be able to secure the blessings of liberty, which is what they did in the Revolutionary War, as you know. And that was why they put the Second Amendment into the Constitution. And that was what we were speaking of on that program, was the whole Second Amendment and why it was there.
And of course, Jefferson said the Tree of Liberty needs to be fed with the blood of tyrants and patriots from time to time. But I mean, could you foresee us getting in a situation where there is such anger in this country that we're in a revolutionary situation again?
Well, I think that at the conclusion of that discussion, I said I hope not.
Yeah. But you think it's possible? I mean, hoping.
Well, of course, anything is possible, I suppose. You know?
Yeah. And then finally, the one where the radio host was talking about how there are domestic enemies in Congress, and you said, "I agree." Can you
again? In context.
In context. That's why I'm asking. I want context.
In context, we were talking about the policies of the government that have really caused problems for us. In the last 18 months, we have seen policies come down that have really become the enemy of the people.
Do we have enemies of the country in the halls of Congress?
Well, certainly people who pass these kinds of policies, Obamacare, cap and trade, stimulus, bailout, they're certainly not friends to the free market system.
So what are they?
They're not friends.
You know, if you beat Harry Reid, you come to Congress, what's that going to be like? What is Sharron Angle in the United States Senate going to be like? How are you going to fit in?
Oh, I think that I'll fit in just fine. You know, there are folks there that already think like I do. Jim DeMint, Tom Coburn, Mike Pence, Michelle Bachmann. There are also people who are running in this cycle who think like I do. I'm not going to be the only one who thinks that the answer to the problems are less government regulation and lower taxation.
You're not going to change your views. You're not going to become a Washington insider.
You know, that's the beauty of a record. You can see who I am, and all you have to do is go to the legislature here in the state, and you can see that my record has been very strongly lower taxes, less government regulation, very constitutionally minded. And so in the primary even, I said, don't just believe what I say. Go look at the record. You can trust the record.
All right, Sharron Angle, thank you very much for spending time with us.
You're welcome.
Take care.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Thank you.